Good Friday morning, everyone. Welcome back. You are watching the Kaiser Report. Kaiser and I are here today to tell you that it is the weekend, and we're looking forward today to the clash of the Titans, so to speak, at the White House at 1 p.m. today. Zoltar Mandani is going to leave his beautiful apartment in New York City and travel down to the White House to meet with Donald Trump. This ought to be very interesting because Zoltar there has a problem with authority and people of that nature, and I don't believe that he's going to walk away with the dollars in his pocket that will help him institute the destruction of New York City with free bus rides, free this and free that. He's barking up the wrong tree. This is a person that spent probably billions of dollars to get elected in New York City with a phony smile and a dime store Obama speech pattern and the like, but you'll find quickly that he does not have the experience to do the job, nor has he ever held a job. He's a trust fund baby with wild, crazy, communistic, socialistic ideas that do not fit the pattern for the capitalist that is New York City. He gets caught by these reporters, and it's the same old cover-up every time. And he thinks he's going to get away with that today at the White House, which I think is going to be interesting at best, and I would love to be a mouse in the corner to listen to what takes place between Donald J. Trump and Zoltar Mandani, because this guy is a piece of work. The fake smile and the wise guy attitudes that he takes, eating rice with his fingers on the subway, and all of the reasons that he got the young people to vote for him in New York, and God only knows how much money was spent to convince everybody that they are going to benefit from his mayoral time in office. We'll see where that goes. I think that the city will survive because I don't believe he has enough pull to make any of this happen without the state legislature being involved with regard to raising taxes and all of the other subsidies that he believes will benefit the city and make it more affordable. The city, as you walk down these streets and see the illegal immigrants that have set up businesses on the sidewalk, on towels, on blankets, hiding in doorways, in front of the people that are paying high rent for their stores, taking away the business or keeping people from going down that street, because when you look at some of these people that have these fake Chinese purses and the like, watches, earbuds and earpods and everything that's fake that may or may not work when you get it home is in the streets right now in front of the business that are selling the legitimate items and keeping you feeling unsafe. But yet, as you walk through these streets, you'll find droves of young ladies and people that think they're going to get a bargain that will come in on buses from New Jersey, drive over and spend the day trying to garner the deal of the day, which are all fake. And some of these immigrants that are in the streets are downright nasty. If you watched Nick Shirley at all when he went down to Canal Street in New York to confront people that were buying these things, talk to store owners that are upset with this, you will quickly see that he was accosted by these people in a not-so-kind way. And if you go down there and try to photograph any of these people, you will feel the ire that they will put forward about keeping their face off of film. That should tell you something. We have this going on in all of the major cities. New York is just one, but you can go to Chicago and see the same thing. And the immigrants that are there doing these illegal sales are not being challenged by the city government at all. And if you think that Mandani is going to do any better at challenging these people or cleaning up the city, you have another thing coming, because he's already made the statement that he wants to keep the sanctuary part of the city open for these people. Don't forget where this guy comes from. Don't forget who his family is. They're millionaires, and they're from Africa. So is he. He has dual citizenship. He's going to take care of the people that are here illegally from the Congo, from parts of Africa that are not so savory any longer toward white people, and so on. But let's take a look at when he does get caught on something that he wants to do, how he worms out. And it'd be interesting today to watch what transpires between he and the President of the United States. Take a look here.
Reporter exposes Zoran Mamdani with one brutal question.
When you're talking about fast and free buses and you're meeting with the governor, I've heard you talk about many times that you don't want to take money away from the MTA. You want to put money back in. Something that she agrees with, right? We don't want to take away money from the MTA. How are you getting that money, the $700 million to make the buses free, into the MTA if she's not for raising taxes?
You know, I think that the two clearest ways to raise that money is through the raising of the state's corporate tax to match that of New Jersey. I think that a lot of this is still a case to be made. Whether it's the corporate tax or whether it's the personal income tax on those who make more than $1 million a year or more, I think that these are the clearest ways. I've also said that if there are other ways to raise this funding, the most important fact is that we fund it, not the question of how we do it, but that we do it.
Right now, we do have Zoran Mamdani, the New York City mayor-elect, who is walking up to the podium. Let's lift up the audio.
Everyone set? Let's go. Good? All right. I will be heading to Washington, D.C. tomorrow to meet with President Trump in the White House. It is customary for an incoming mayor of this city to meet with the White House, given the mutual reliance. It's more critical than ever, given the national crisis of affordability, one that New Yorkers know very well across these 5 boroughs, and the specific challenge many cities are facing with balancing public safety against steps taken by this administration. I know that for tens of thousands of New Yorkers, this meeting is between two very different candidates who they voted for the same reason. They wanted a leader who would take on the cost of living crisis that makes it impossible for working people to afford living in this city. My team reached out to the White House to set up this meeting because I will work with anyone to make life more affordable for the more than 8.5 million people who call this city home. I have many disagreements with the president, and I believe that we should be relentless and pursue all avenues and all meetings that could make our city affordable for every single New Yorker. I intend to make it clear to President Trump that I will work with him on any agenda that benefits New Yorkers. If an agenda hurts New Yorkers, I will also be the first to say so. Thank you.
He has the smile and the cadence that he believes is going to carry him through his term as mayor of New York City. Whether or not that will come to fruition, we'll watch and see. The city is a very strong, vibrant city. And if everyone in the financial side of the city, because it is the financial capital of the world, decides to stay, it will survive. My fear is that they will bail and go to a better or a more conducive state to doing business in. When you enter into a communistic agreement or a socialistic agreement, you're asking for trouble, because we have historically looked time after time after time into socialism that has failed across this globe. It doesn't work well for anyone except the handful of elites that run the whole show. Well, this is what they're accusing the king of doing with the No King movement, which, by the way, is a disgrace in itself. If you look at the hypocrisy of Congress and what the Democratic Party is doing, from telling people to not obey orders if they're in the military, right down to the liar like Hakeem Jeffries, who accuses everyone else of not telling the truth, to Jasmine Crockett, who named a name and did not bother to do the research, and then when caught at it, comes out and tells you an excuse to get away with it, when we all heard what we heard. But this is the Democratic way. What you see and what you hear, you didn't. That's what they want you to believe. Hakeem Jeffries has been caught. He's in the net right now, one of them that will be in the net. If anything does come in a way of paying the price for what they've pulled off, I'll be surprised, because Congress right now is in a save-your-own-ass mode, and it isn't looking good. But let's take a look at Hakeem here.
Peter Jeffries. Thank you so much, Lady Jeffries. House Oversight Chairman Comer said yesterday on the floor that you had Jeffrey Epstein over for dinner and took money from him back in 2013. This was after he was on the sex offender list. Any comment on that? And will you be holding members accountable regardless of party affiliation if there were any misdeeds related to the Epstein?
Was that a serious question or a serious statement from malignant clown James Comer, that I had Jeffrey Epstein over for dinner, that I accepted money from Jeffrey Epstein? What's extraordinary to me about the clown show on the other side of the aisle is that they lie with impunity on things that are objectively verifiable. And why do they do that? What's extraordinary to me about the clown show on the other side of the aisle is that they lie with impunity
on things that are objectively verifiable.
You got a lot of nerve.
I want you to see this clip of Hakeem Jeffries.
2 months ago, the American people elected Donald Trump as the 47th president of the United States of America. Thank you for that very generous applause. It's okay. There are no election deniers on our side of the aisle. Russia interfered with our election, attacked our democracy for the sole purpose of artificially placing someone at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. They were successful.
Wait a minute.
Russia interfered with our election, attacked our democracy for the sole purpose of artificially placing someone at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. They were successful. It's okay. There are no election deniers on our side of the aisle. What's extraordinary to me about the clown show on the other side of the aisle is that they lie with impunity on things that are objectively verifiable.
These people are sick. They're sick. They're bad people.
Well, let me ask you about you, because the White House has been highlighting an email that I'm sure you've seen today that Jeffrey Epstein got in 2013. They say it shows you were soliciting money and dinner from an Epstein. The email was not sent from you. It was sent from a political consulting firm called Dynamic SRG that says, "We are thrilled to announce we are working with Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. Shoot us an email or give us a call if you would like to get involved." What's your response? Do you recall that email being sent to Jeffrey Epstein from that team?
Yeah, of course, I have no recollection of the email. I've never had a conversation with him, never met him, know nothing about him.
Now, you're not lying to me by any slim chance, are you?
No.
He talks about people lying to the public while he stands there and lies to you about everything he's been involved in, and, of course, continues to blame the shutdown that he and Schumer organized on the Republicans. We all saw the shutdown, who was pushing it and who would not come to the table. A reasonable negotiation would have been, okay, help us with health care a little bit, and we'll sign the continuing resolution that is clean and get the government back open one more time. They would not do that because they were going to prove a point, and Schumer has now admitted that he was going to keep it closed till after Thanksgiving. Wasn't working out very well for them, and it's backfired on them. And then the distraction of the Epstein files that they considered the downfall of the Trump administration has backfired on them. Because in that, there may be some Republicans in this release, but there's an awful lot of people on the left side that have benefited both financially and in other means with their relationship with the Epstein organization. And that would be the Epstein that is the convicted pedophile. It's amazing and just totally mind-boggling in some cases on just how our government works any longer. And the bifurcation of the aisle that has been detrimental to this administration moving forward, and in the affordability that the Democrats are going to hang on the door now is not something they should be pushing, because we all know that the affordability crisis was started and finished in the 4 years of Biden-Harris and whoever was running the auto pen. Stopping the oil production, stopping the gas production, stopping the sale of gas to across the world stage, and so on and so on. It's one thing after another that caused the affordability to climb. And then you have the audacity to come out and say that it's a person that's only been in charge for 7, 8, 10 months. No, that's not the truth. The truth is the affordability is squarely on the backs of the Democratic Party. They don't like it, and it's evident that they don't like it.
Yesterday,
folks who also took money from somebody named Jeffrey Epstein, as I had my team dig in very quickly: Mitt Romney, the NRCC, Lee Zeldin, George Bush, Win Red, McCain Palin, Rick Lazio. I just want to be clear. If this is the standard that we're going to make, just know we're going to expose it all. And just know that the FEC filings, they are available for everybody to review.
Zeldin himself explaining on X, writing, yes, Crockett, a physician named Dr. Jeffrey Epstein, who is a totally different person than the other Jeffrey Epstein, donated to a prior campaign of mine. No freaking relation, you genius, he writes in large letters.
Do you want to correct the record on the people?
I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein. Just so that people understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on
you a rotten liar.
On us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen, because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled, and that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein, unlike Republicans. Liar! 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 I at least don't go out and just tell lies.
That's exactly what you're doing right now.
Because it was not the same one, that's fine. But when Lee Zeldin had something to say, all he had to say was it was a different Jeffrey Epstein. He admitted that he did receive donations from a Jeffrey Epstein, so at least I wasn't trying to mislead people.
Bullshit.
Now, have I dug in to find out who this doctor is? I have not. So I will trust and take what he says is that it wasn't that Jeffrey Epstein, but I was not attempting to mislead anybody. I literally had maybe 20 minutes before I had to do that debate.
Yeah, but people might see that and say, well, you're trying to make it sound like he took money from
I did not know.
A registered sex offender.
No, but I literally did not know.
Just shut up about it then.
But anyway, it's Friday, and we're walking into a weekend that should be interesting at best with the Sunday shows, with all that's going on, with the traitorism of people that are sitting lawmakers that come out and tell the military not to follow orders. I don't know what that's all about, but now they want to hang this on Trump for saying that it is punishable by death. Well, he's just quoting the law as it's written. And what they did was a travesty. When you stop and think about the world watching our news channels and they're reporting on this, it's not going to look favorable on our Congress. Their approval numbers are already flushed down the toilet, and they want to make it worse by doing this. And the theatrics that they're pulling off and have pulled off for this entire administration are being orchestrated by the fringe left of the party, I'm sure, and they're duping their own people into making fools of themselves. Coming out with a TikTok that they put together was disgraceful. And the world sees the disgrace in it. And the world sees the way the Democrats are going about things. We have a war in the Ukraine and Russia that we need to be paying attention to. We have an economy in this United States of America that has some different work to be done, and it can't be done with the blockages of crazy judges that decide to hold up every move forward that we make in affordability. Affordability will come. It takes time. A man with 6 and 7 and 8 months to accomplish what he has already finished is remarkable. So maybe when the meeting happens with Zoltar and he today, they'll come up with a constructive way to not destroy the city of New York and probably figure out a way to make things in New York more affordable and across this nation more affordable. When you listen to CNN, as I did this morning, they go to a town like Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and interview people there where the steel mills have been shut down for 30 years and a lot of people are out of work. And then CNN tells you that the state of the country is the same plight that they have in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Not true. Yes, Bethlehem is on the downslide. There is a lot of rust in the Rust Belt of things that were shut down and boilers that haven't run in 30, 35 years. Donald Trump is making progress in getting people to reopen these factories and start to produce here one more time in this country so we can have American-made products that will actually work and benefit not only the workers, but also increase the ability to learn new ways about AI and things of that nature that will provide more jobs. But you cannot train people unless there are training facilities to do just that. Our school systems need to put back the trades into a learning process for people that may not have the ability to take out loans and go to college and get a degree that's worthless when you graduate. There are mechanic jobs. Over 5,000 Ford cannot find people to work as mechanics in their plants and so on. Plumbers, there is a shortage of plumbers. There's a shortage of electricians. All of the trades, air conditioning, HVAC, all of that requires skilled labor. Where are these people being trained, and why don't we put it back in the school systems instead of the indoctrination process of making our students more aware of gender realization than a education that will actually make them affordable and make them qualified for a job. Yes, you have doctors and lawyers that are getting the education that they need. But the schools, and especially these Ivy League schools, have become indoctrination centers. We need to put trades into these schools and have people teaching that do not have a political agenda on one side or the other. And that'll lead us to tell you that we wish you a very happy weekend here at the Kaiser Report. And we hope that you all are ready for this incoming week with Thanksgiving on the cusp right now. Get out, get your meats, get your tables set, and enjoy family. And be peaceful in your heart, and thanks for everything that this country has provided you and all that is God has provided you. And remember, when you're giving thanks at your dinner table this coming Thursday, to include thank you, God, for all you have done for this country and around the world. Do not close the door on Christ any longer in this country. It's not doing anyone any good. And we saw what the dark side can accomplish in just a short 4 years. And with that, we're going to say, stay safe, stay strong, and stay tuned to the Kaiser Report. We'll be back here on Monday to give you some more information, and we'll discuss the big meeting for communist versus capitalism. Bye-bye now. God bless you all.
Thank you.